Hello again, crafters. We are in the third Sunday of Advent. This is the Joy Sunday, and we are looking at a passage from Zephaniah that talks about how God has a plan to restore Israel, to renew them, and He's not going to be looking at their sins and punishing them, but giving them something new to think about. So, we're looking at restoration, joy, proclamation as some of the themes for this week's crafts. The first one is going to be a proclamation microphone. So just as prophets went to announce good news to people, we are going to announce things with a microphone craft. And these are good for a lot of other stories and purposes as well. But we're going to start off with a paper towel tube and a cup to sort of make that megaphone piece, if you will. And I am going to wrap my tube with some foil just to make it look a little fancier. This is absolutely optional. You could use paper, you could use something else, you could use nothing at all, you could just decorate the outside however you prefer. And probably put a little tape to secure that foil down there. This is just my touch to make it look a little fancy and even a little Christmassy, I guess. Now I'm going to also add some decorations here around the outside. And you can either choose to put captions directly on your microphone piece or as a separate little side note. So I'm going to make a separate thing just because the foil is hard to write on. And as it turns out, I'm using a styrofoam cup and those are hard to write on as well. But I am going to write a brief little caption here. And I might say something like proclaim joy. Promises of restoration. And this is from Zephaniah 3. Now I'm going to cut out the bottom of my cup so that it will fit in with my paper towel tube component there, and it will actually make sort of a megaphone kind of a piece. And there we go. And now I'm going to secure this part with tape, and we could put more foil, we could put more paper, we could put more decorations. Again, a lot of this, very much up to your preferences. So I'm just going to put a few pieces of tape there on the bottom to keep that connected. And there we are. It should fit, at least the size of styrofoam cup that I have fits pretty well in with the paper towel tube. You could also do this with just a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be a cup, but the cup is a little fun and easy to decorate. It kind of just makes it a little jazzy there. I'm gonna put one more sticker on here. And again, you can make this as elaborate and decorative as you prefer. This is the very simplified version, just to give the example and not take all day decorating. But now we have our lovely microphone, megaphone, pronouncement piece, trumpet, however you want it, and hello, we have something that can make noise, make things loud, make a fun proclamation, and I will just attach this wherever you like. And there we have craft number 1. So craft number 2, we are again going to focus on that joy kind of noise making element, but this one is also on kind of restoration. So we're going to recycle something old and turn it into something that's new, I've got an old oat container here. You can use a jar, you can use a coffee can, you can use anything that could go in the trash. But we're not going to put it in the trash because we're going to restore it, just as God restores and renews us and makes us a new creation. So we're going to make this a new creation. We're going to make it a fun drum slash maraca slash what have you. Now I'm going to decorate it with some paper on the outside, and I've got, I'm going to wrap this around. Actually, I should probably write on it first before I go wrapping it around. Or actually, second thought, obviously, I'm coming up with ideas as I go here. I'm going to wrap it with a base, and then I'm going to put another caption paper on the top is what I'm going to do. But nothing scientific about this. You can decorate it however you want. Obviously, if you have a glass jar, it's going to be a little bit different, but you can, those are great because you can even turn it into kind of a mosaic or use tissue paper if you want to get fancy. Plenty of options, but I'm going to fold that down here, and now I'm going to add my caption on top of that. And then I will place this right over here, and I'm going to write on this part here, and we'll say make a joyful noise. Now I can touch on that element of renewal as well if I wanted to. In this case, not necessarily going to, because the focus is just on turning this into a fun little instrument kind of a thing. But I'm going to add that on here. And I could even put another kind of a component like a bell or something else musical, but that's not exactly the music that we're going for in this case. You'll see in a minute what's going to make the joyful noise part. And of course I'm using kind of Christmassy theme colors. I'm going to use a couple of Christmas stickers, but again, this could be for any time of year, not necessarily having to go with Advent, but it fits with our theme right now. I'm going to put the reference here to Zephaniah 3. And now we're going to add some, I've got some dried beans, some corn kernels. You can use noodles, you can use rice, you can use dry, in either case obviously. Whatever kind of thing will make a little bit of noise. You don't need too much really, you don't want too much, just enough to make a little bit of noise. So I'm going to throw that in, and if you want to, you can also decorate the top or just secure it as a lid. You do want it to be secure because you don't want corn kernels flying out all over the place. Ask me how I know this. But now we have our instrument. So this could be a drum, almost a tambourine, sort of. I guess if we added a jingle bell, that would be more tambourine-like. You can also just shake it like a maraca. Lots of options for how to use your wonderful musical instrument piece. But again, we've taken something that could have just been thrown in the trash or been done with, but we've restored it, renewed it, recycled it, and made it into something new, a joyful instrument. So, joyful noise instrument, kind of also a joyful noise proclamation piece. A couple of crafts to go with the prophets, with joy, with proclaiming, recalling, and announcing the marvel that is the coming of Christ and the birth of our Savior and Messiah. So hopefully, at Advent or any time, these will spark your interest and you can adapt them and make them even more fabulous and wonderful and use them for your ministry wherever and with whomever that might be. Now, go make some crafts, make some disciples, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time.